Hi and welcome back, guys. Hope you're all having a fantastic day out there. We just got some big time news in, a couple different things. I want to make sure we get out on your radar and in this video talk to you about what's going to allow for a higher price tag for XRP, much more so than a double-digit coin. That's what I want to talk about in this video. If you do like talking about Ripple and XRP, type it X in the comment section, smash that like button, and let's get into it. It's warming up a little bit here today, so we came out to hang out. It is a bit windy, so hopefully the audio isn't too bad, but I want to make sure I push out these two things first before we talk about price specifically on XRP. First off, Speaker Johnson came out here today saying that essentially the government shutdown should be officially over here tonight. Quoted as stating, "We believe the long national nightmare will be over tonight. It was completely and utterly foolish and pointless in the end." And who could disagree with that? What was accomplished out of this? A lot of time wasted, a lot of money lost, and in the end, nothing accomplished. With that, though, we got some really good news here today from the SEC chairman, Paul Atkins. They are currently working on a token taxonomy plan, essentially clearing the classification framework for digital assets and helping allow the fostering of innovation here in the States, even globally. And so I've said many times, hundreds of times on this channel, over the years, that getting regulations have always been the number one driving factor, will be the number one driving factor for the price of XRP to get it to a much higher price tag. Now, we know we have 11 XRP ETFs on the sidelines ready to go live. And, simple critical thinking, common sense tells us that supply and demand is going to allow XRP to move upward in a positive direction based off these XRP ETFs. But will it be immediate, and will we see life-changing gains based off these XRP ETFs going live? I believe the answer is no. Now, are these ETFs positive? Absolutely. We should be very enthusiastic and very happy to be getting these products for the first time in history. And of course, again, that simple supply and demand dynamics tells us that this is going to be very good for XRP and is extremely bullish. Now, with the H-bar ETF that recently went live, we saw it pop about 17%, and then it came back down, lost those gains. Why was that? Largely due to macro factors and what has been going on with this government shutdown. So the government shutdown is almost over now, and we're about to go live with these XRP ETFs. So I do believe we've got the light at the end of the tunnel for positive price movement for XRP. But I believe these ETFs sends us to a double-digit coin for XRP, not a triple or a quadruple coin for XRP. What does is regulation. So as we're getting positive things being said and done on the regulation front, we need that Clarity Act, right? That's no secret. Everyone knows that the Clarity Act, getting that passed, is going to allow this entire market to boom. But XRP is the upgrade for the new financial system. We heard certain things that were said even here earlier this year, from Donald Trump himself, that we have to put together. And understanding that, as I've stated many times, what is being said and done behind the scenes, we're not going to get to see all of it, right? We get little glimpses here and there. We can piece things together. We can do our due diligence. We can stay on top of this stuff and ultimately come to the conclusion that XRP and RLUSD are the way going forward in this financial system that are going to really see the most gain, or have the most gain and market opportunity in front of them, because of who XRP or who Ripple has connected XRP to. Those big institutions, the banking system, the financial system itself, really allowing XRP to be in that top spot, right? There's nothing even close. And so as we just heard this here today from Paul Atkins on the token taxonomy plan, that gets me far more excited than just taking a look at this government shutdown ending, taking a look at these XRP ETFs. All great things, right? All great things. But what we have to understand is every day we get one day closer to seeing that Clarity Act past. And that, my friends, is what gives us those overnight movements, right? We know that the institutions are there, they're ready to go. We've heard what the CEOs have said. We know everything is lined up and ready to go, but we have to get clarity, and we get closer each day. Now, today we had 100 million in crypto longs liquidated in just 60 minutes. Why is that? Well, largely, you've still got a lot of traders out there, many newbies out there, still playing with a lot of leverage. This trading back and forth and volatility does nothing but adds for distraction and noise in a market where we have to be able to pick out the winner here. The winner is XRP, and oftentimes we'll get bad news and the market may not react. We'll get good news and the market may even pull back. We have to piece everything together, again, using critical thinking, common sense, and understanding fundamentals, that as we get these big wins stacked, but again, in the end, knowing that with regulation, with clarity in this market, we send XRP soaring. And so a lot of newer XRP investors over the past year or two have had a tremendous opportunity in front of them and still DCAing, still dollar cost averaging, buying XRP at these low prices in the single digits, right? I think a lot of people don't know the gold they hold with XRP, and that what is coming with regulation has never happened in history, right? We have a full-on financial digital revolution happening right now, and XRP is the winner in this market. And so, I am very excited to hear that the government shutdown should be officially over tonight. These XRP ETFs are about to go live. That all is great, but we still have to stay focused and knowing what is really going to allow for that generational wealth, those big movements for XRP. And it's always been clarity of this market. And so I just want to put this quick video out, talk to you about what came in here today. A lot of good things going on, guys. If you don't mind clicking that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you all in the next one.